Hello, everyone, and welcome to part 102 of the American Show. Now let's begin. So, Patrick was getting ready to get ready for work, of course. Um, when he was like, "Okay, I need to make some breakfast again," but as he was walking to the kitchen, he realized that his girlfriend was already getting started making breakfast for him, her, for herself and his daughter. And he was like, "Wow, okay, that's surprising. Thank you. No problem," she said. He sits down after he got dressed and ate his breakfast. And as he was eating, he was like, he couldn't help but get excited to tell her, um, remember that play we saw last night? And she said, yeah. I'm interviewing the actors who was in that play. Wow, that's cool. I would love to see. I would love to know how they did this stuff. Me too. I can't wait to ask them. Um, and once again, thank you for the reference. He said, and then she said, no problem. Once again, no problem. So after he ate his breakfast, he went into his car and drove to work. He's driving to work. Everything is going great so far. And finally he gets to work. He is starting to rehearse. The rehearsal is going well. It's going actually pretty well actually. And he starts off the rehearsal with a monologue, of course. That was written for him. Um, Everything was going great with the monologue. It always kills. And after the rehearsal, he goes back to his dressing room and gets ready for the show. He gets ready for the show, and everything is, you know, he's talking himself up, trying not to get nervous. And he says to himself, "You got this. You always got this. You're the man. No one can touch you. You are the king of the American Show." He starts saying that over and over again, and and after that, he opens his dressing room door, and he starts the American Show. He um he does his monologue, which always made the people laugh, and he sits down and he welcomes the guest that was in the musical, musical that he saw last night. So he was like talking to the actors that was in the play, and he was gushing all over them. He was like giving them praises upon praise. He bring massive praises on them. He was like praising the crap out of them. It got to the point where the actors got a little bit well a little bit um I don't know what the word is, but he he got a little bit um well annoyed, for lack of a better word, but he got over that, of course, and the interview went off without a hitch, and he was having a good time, and talking to the actors in the play, and everything was going great, and then And then after that, he says goodbye to the guests. He sits up from the couch. He gets up from the couch to say goodbye to the audience and the viewing audience at home. He waves goodbye as the credits roll and the show is over. He is walking out the he's walking out the studio because it was nighttime, and he's feeling quite great about himself. And he gets in his car. He is, he gets in his car and he's driving home. But then he realizes he hasn't said hi to Randy in a while. So he goes. So he says to himself, I need to see her. I want to know how she's doing. And so he makes a detour and goes to Randy Gold's house. He gets there, he knocks on the door, as you do, and he says hi. He walks in the door. She's walking around. She's walking around because at that particular point in time, everything healed. Her injuries are now gone for a couple of weeks. And now she was ready to go work. And she was ready to go when all of this was happening. She saw the show, and she was quite proud of him. She said, "I'm quite proud of you, man. I can't wait to go back to work. In a couple of weeks, I'll be back, so we could do the show together again." And he says, "I would love to. I would love to do the show with you again. I can't wait to. Wow, this is great news. This is great news." And he hugged and he hugged her, and they both hug, and he sits down on her couch along with her, and they just kept talking. They just started talking about the show and how great it would be to see them to you know to go back to work with each other again. Sorry, and they were in and Randy said, "Me too. I can't wait to go. I have some ideas." And Patrick said, "Oh, do you? I would love to. Hear them at um. I would love to hear them at the meeting because, well, not the meeting, but you know what I mean. I would love to hear your ideas when we get to them. When we get to when you go back to work, I would love to hear your ideas." "No problem. I have some right now." And she starts talking about one idea, and you know it sounds really awesome to him. And he says, "I would love to do it with you." And then Randy says, "Me too. Me too." So after they were talking, they his well his girlfriend, who was her sister, who was also there before, he was, um, decided that she was going to give them both something to drink, and so she gave them a cup, you know, some a cup of tea, and they spent the rest of the afternoon, well, actually the night time. They spent the rest of the night talking and drinking tea together. After he drank his tea, it was time for him to leave. So he says goodbye to his friend and his girlfriend. He says, once you finish here, do you want to go back home? Cause I'm cooking dinner tonight. He says, and then she says, no problem. I'll see you home. I'll see you there. So he opens the door. He leaves the house, her house, Wendigo's house, and 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 he gets in his car and drives home. He opens the door. He no, he drives home. He pulls up. He opens the door. His daughter's waiting for him. They hug, and together they prepare dinner. Him making the actual dinner, and her setting up the table, and her setting up the table, rather. And as she arrives, everything is now ready for dinner. He welcomes her, he sits her down, and they eat dinner. And they eat dinner together. They will talk about the show, talk about everything, and and Jackie Mack, who's his daughter, is talking about her day at home, how great it was, and how great he was in the American show. But she was a little bit upset that she couldn't go to the play. But but Patrick reassured her that it was an all adult play, and only the adults got to come. But then she reminded him that she was an adult too, and then he says, "Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. You are an adult, but you couldn't go because it was a certain age." And then she was like, "Well, bullcrap," but I totally understand. And they continued to eat their dinner. After that, after the after that, they they started to wash the dishes, all three of them actually. And after that, they both said goodnight to they all said goodnight to each other. They went they they both went to bed. They all went to bed, and that was it. Patrick got into his pajamas. His girlfriend got into her pajamas. They opened up the covers, and they both went to sleep, but together this time. To be continued. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below telling me what do you like about the video or hate about the video. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.